అతను ఏడే ఉన్నామని చెప్పండి, నేను మళ్ళీ ఇది అయిపోగానే అడిపోతాను. సుందరయ్య విజ్ఞాని ఎక్కడ దగ్గర ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తా 1000 రూపీస్
తేలే బండ్లు ఉంది పంపించారన్నా
మళ్ళీ నీకు పేపర్ చేస్తా కానీ
అయిపోతుంది కదా. ఎందుకు మైక్ లేదు ఇది కార్టెస్ లేదా మరి ఇంకే అక్కడ చైర్ తీస్తే కూర్చోడు అసలు
డబ్బులు జొన్న పెట్టుకున్నా బ్యాంక్ వేద్దామంటే టైం లేదా अरे रवि कारण केवल आयुर्वेद किंद रवि अरे रवि
हेलो हेलो माइक चेक 1 2 3 4 हेलो हेलो
ऑल कैमरा रेडी सर దాని మీద అందరికి వాటర్ వస్తుంది దగ్గర ఆడియో
हैं ठीक है ना हां
ఇదే పని
ఎక్కడ లేవు కదా తినేస్తుంది ఒకటే అంతే మీరు మంచిగా
గుడ్డోని సహాయం చేయలేదంట ఇగో నేను మొత్తం ఏ రవి రవి ఆను చిట్టా ఎవడా చిట్టి రవి బుక్ ఇచ్చినారా బుక్లెట్ వైట్ అదే వైట్ బుక్లెట్ ఎవరి మీద ఎక్కడ తమ్ముడు ఇంటర్వ్యూ అలాగా వాడిస్తారు కదా వాళ్ళు ఇలా ఆల్ కెమెరాస్ ఆన్ చేయండి సార్ ప్లీజ్ ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ మీ హలో బాస్ ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ మీ अरे मोबाइल फोन भैया मोबाइल डाउन भैया फोन प्लीज
ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఈరోజు ప్రెస్ మీట్ పాలిట్ బ్యూరో మెంబర్ కామ్రేడ్ బృందాకర్త్ గారు హాజరయ్యారు. వారు మాట్లాడతారు, మేము ముందు మాట్లాడతారు.
भैया प्लीज फोन ఎవరు లేకపోతే పైకి చెప్పమను
So, namaskar to all of you. Today is the third day of our very successful 22nd Party Congress. The fourth day, I beg your pardon. The fourth day of our very successful Party Congress, the 22nd Party Congress. And today the agenda has been discussion on the review of our political organizational report, which was placed last night by our senior Politburo member, Comrade S. Ramachandran Pillai. And so far in the morning, 17 comrades have spoken on this report. Now, basically, this report is divided into 3 or 4 sections. And one, of course, is the way the party could implement the directions given by our organizational plenum held soon after the Visakhapatnam Party Congress, So there's a detailed review, both our work at the center, at the party headquarters, as well as the way that our general thrust of the plenum to adopt a mass line, to strengthen our links with the people, to take up local, state, and national level struggles, to build up worker-peasant unity through the struggles of the Kisans and the Mazdoors, and very importantly, to take up social issues, the issues of Dalits, the issues of Adivasis, in the context of the huge attack on the very constitutional structure, the attack on democracy, the attack on minorities. These are some of the issues, and of course we have, in our plenum, we had specifically mentioned the need to increase our work among women, among youth, among students. So that is one portion of the report, how far we could implement the decisions that we had taken in the plenum. Apart from that, we are also reviewing our work in the among various sections of people through the organizations where communists, members of the CPI are working. And the most recent figure we have is, of all the organizations in which we are working, we now have a membership of around 5.39 lakh people who are members of the various organizations among student, youth, women, trade unions, Kisan Sabha, agricultural workers, and of course the newly formed platforms in which we are working, which represent the interests of Dalits and Adivasis. So it's quite inspiring to see that in the last 3 years, we have been able to develop very many struggles which have made a difference to the lives of the people, have brought some relief to the lives of the people, and at the same time have been able to project the alternative policies of the left. Our weaknesses are also enumerated in the report. The fact that although we have tried to bring 25% women into the party, we are still yet to achieve that target. Many of the states, we had a target of minimum of 20% of youth. Many states have crossed that percentage, but at the national level, we have crossed it, but in many states, we are lagging behind. So these are some of the issues which are being discussed today. And as you know, yesterday, we adopted the political resolution of the party. I think that press release has already reached all of you. So this is the way we are going forward, and we expect to complete the discussions today. We also adopted 3 resolutions today. One resolution was on the demand for women's reservation. The fact that the Modi government, in spite of having a single party majority in the Lok Sabha, has failed to even list it once in the last 4 years, even on the business agenda of the Lok Sabha and Parliament, shows the utter hypocrisy of this government as far as women's rights, women's representation is concerned. And that resolution was presented to the Congress by Comrade Surya Kant Mishra, our Politburo member, and it was seconded by Malini Bhattacharya. That was one resolution. Another resolution was to strongly condemn the horrific incidents of rape on children, on minors. Specifically, we had mentioned the rapes in Kathua and in Unnao. And we have said specifically in that resolution that whereas we are deeply concerned about the increasing incidence of atrocities on our children, what Kathua represented was a really horrific reflection of the kind of communalization which is happening of our polity today, when a victim is selected because of her religion, when the accused are protected because of their religion, and where the topmost leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party come out openly on the streets inciting anger against the victim and her family and in protection of the accused. I think the national outrage on this at last made the Prime Minister break his silence, but it was too little, it was too late, and it just insulted the memory of that child, her struggle and her family's struggle for justice, and the outrage of every citizen of this country. The other resolution, the third resolution that we adopted, was on the issue of rights of the disabled and the need to implement the important legislation which was adopted on the basis of a countrywide struggle of those who are in the disability sector. And it is very unfortunate that even now that has not been operationalized. The budgetary provisions to ensure disabled-friendly infrastructure is still woefully inadequate. And apart from that, many of the states and state governments have also not adopted the rules, as a result of which, several months after the adoption of the Act, we still do not have it in operation to support the basic citizenship rights of the disabled. So these are the various, this is the, what has been happening in the Party Congress today. Our delegates are very focused and concerned about the huge attack on the party in strong areas. They are concerned that in their own states, how we are to develop the left, how we are to develop the independent base of the party. And there's a very serious review going on as to our achievements and how to consolidate those struggles. I think one of the very important issues which is being discussed today is we are having huge mobilizations of different sections of the people, very big mobilizations. But the issue is the consolidation of that. How do you consolidate that to take forward the struggle for alternative policies? And I think that is a very, very important issue which is being discussed by the delegates. That's one of the important issues. And the others, as I have told you, different states, their experiences in the different struggles, the fact that in many areas, the unity of the people has forced the Bharatiya Janata Party, RSS governments to accept some of our demands. So it's, you know, it's a mixture, but it's a very educative and a very lively discussion. No, I'm afraid you are completely misinformed. Today, unless you have some CCTV cameras inside the conference hall, which we may have to check up. But it's a very positive discussion. It's a very positive discussion. It's a discussion which is based on our concrete experience of struggle in the different states. So we cannot be diverted by questions which are of very little relevance. I'm sorry. Jomi, please speak louder. You do have a nice voice.
Mic.
Please. Please give the mic.
You mentioned the party's concern for Dalits and Adivasis, and tomorrow you are announcing the new Politburo and the Central Committee. Can we expect at least one member in the, one Dalit in the new Politburo and more Dalit representation in the Central Committee?
Jomi, unfortunately on such issues, I am bound by party constitution that prior to the discussions in the party, I cannot, even though I would very much like to,
No, I'm not asking you-
have a
no.
discussion in the press. Certainly, we are very aware of the issues of social composition of our committees. And I'm sure that once you see the list, you will be happy. But
Same
I can't go further than that.
You know, the same reply you gave in the last party congress also, and in the last 54 years, there is no single Dalit in the party Politburo. It's a highly upper caste, Hindu upper caste Politburo. That's why we are asking.
Jomi, that is what I had to say. I'm sorry I cannot be provoked by you today. Yes, that is a very relevant question. You see, in the plenum, what we had, when we reviewed our party membership, as you know, in the party constitution, membership of the Communist Party of India, Marxist, is not a missed call membership. It's not the BJP or any other party. You give a missed call and you become a member of the party. So there are certain criteria on which you can become a member of the CPIM. And it was found in our plenum report that there was a section of the party who continued to be on the party rules, but the activity as party members was not being properly monitored and not being properly checked. And there are 5 criteria which we had set. So on the basis of that, we had asked the different states over the last 2 years, actually since the last party congress, which was again substantiated in the plenum, that to properly review, because you know in our party membership, we renew our membership every year. And it's not an automatic renewal. It is a renewal in which each individual's work is reviewed. And it is not done by any other unit. It's done by the very unit in which he or she belongs. So on the basis of that report, it was found that those sections who had become inactive or who could not do it for various personal reasons, maybe because they were migrant workers, at some time they were living in the city, they may have gone back to the village, we may have lost touch with them. So there are various reasons for that. So those are some of the reasons for it. So it was a very strict renewal procedure that we adopted. See, of course, power attracts all kinds of elements, and some of them do get into the party. But I must congratulate the West Bengal State Committee. In fact, our plenum report has specifically mentioned that they are one of the states who have made a very serious effort to ensure that the criteria which has been set is being followed. So we have actually specifically mentioned the West Bengal Committee and commended their approach to try and weed out those who have not been that active.
Is there an analysis that the differences among the top leaders of the party has affected the party work? If it has affected the party work, how are you going to rectify that?
You see, in the plenum report, there was a direction to the Politburo that we should work as a cohesive team. Now, that review is going on right now at the party congress. So let us see what emerges from it, and then you can get the final report. But there was such a direction made in the plenum document, which is a public document. You see, you call it differences. I would say the opinions in the party vary from time to time as far as political developments go. So it's not a monolithic one-thought party, unlike what many people believe that communists are. Our entire party culture is a thinking culture. It is a culture which encourages discussion and debate. But certainly that should not lead to any organizational fallout. So that is what will be finalized at this after the plenum, and then after the party congress document is finalized, and you can get a copy of it.
Ma'am, after the horrific incident, the Union Cabinet approves the ordinance on POCSO.
I'm sorry?
Union Cabinet has approved the ordinance on POCSO for the rape. I think you just spoke on the Katwa. So this death for child rapist, and they have
Can you
improved.
put your hand up? Who's speaking?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, please.
Ma'am, Union has approved the ordinance on POCSO, and they have increased the imprisonment from 7 years to 10 years and death for rape. What would be your stand on this?
You see, already on our statute books, the death penalty is there for the rarest of rare cases. That was also one of the recommendations made by the Verma Commission. In principle, my party, the CPIM, is against the death penalty in principle. However, the issue and the context of the decision of the Union Cabinet, if it is so as you are saying, the actual problem is not that there is no death penalty on the statute books for child rape. The actual issue here is that those in government are defending the rapists. So the penalties have to be against those who are rapist rakshaks. You have heard about Gau Rakshaks and the kind of criminal activities which they indulged in. Today, the Bharatiya Janata Party is preparing and has prepared bands of men who are rapist rakshaks. That is the issue. And to divert attention from the grievous nature of the assault on basic judicial processes, in which lawyers also go and stop even a charge sheet being filed, the government is now trying to bring this in. I'm afraid it has very little credibility because the issue today is certainty of punishment. We want certainty of punishment. That is the issue today. So this ordinance is not addressing the issue which is agitating the minds of the Indian people.
Ma'am, could you please elaborate on that resolution? Ma'am, here, ma'am. Could you please elaborate on the resolution for open party being open with an idea of alliance with the Congress?
Now, first of all, let's be very clear. There is no change in the political line at all. Let's be very clear about that. Our goal, as stated very clearly in the political resolution adopted yesterday, is to defeat the Bharatiya Janata Party RSS combine in the central government. That is the first goal. And how do we go about it? There are 5 or 6 clauses as to what we have to do. The independent base of the party, building left unity, mobilization of wider forces, and the importance of building a left and democratic platform in front. Along with that, what is going to be our approach to the Congress party and secular opposition parties? The first important point of this is we differentiate between regional parties who are within their states and a party of the ruling classes, which is the Congress party. In our resolution, we are very clear. We do not equate the BJP and the Congress. The BJP is now developed as the main party representing corporate interests. It is in government. It is following aggressively neoliberal policies started by the Congress. And it is led, controlled directly by a fascistic organization, the RSS. So there's no equation. That's very clear. So what do? What is our approach? We differentiate between regional secular parties and the Congress, number one. As far as the regional secular parties are concerned, they are state-based. There's no All India alliance with the regional parties. They are state-based, depending on the situation in the states, because many of them do not agree with the struggles we wage. Many of them are opposed to the policies we project. So on whichever issues we can agree upon, certainly we should make every effort to have joint struggles and movements with the regional parties. As far as the Congress party is concerned, there is absolutely no question of any political alliance with the Congress party. What does it mean? A political alliance means the alternative policies of the left, which are directly opposed to those of the Congress, make it impossible for any such alliance with the Congress party. They represent the same corporate interests. However, on that basis, we have defined very clearly what we mean in our approach to the Congress. In that we have said, understanding with the Congress party is within Parliament. There are 3 issues in that clause. We have defined it very clearly. Within Parliament on agreed issues. Number 2, as we had said in Visakhapatnam, on the issue of communalism, we mobilize all secular opposition parties and forces, not just parties, forces. And thirdly, our mass organizations, we have wide mobilizations with all those trade unions or Kisans, etc., who may belong to this or that party. Now, within that, it is very, very clear in this definition that the word understanding has been very specifically defined. Therefore, your question of understanding as far as anything outside this framework is concerned does not arise at all. No, that is not at all part of this. You are talking about electoral tactics. Now, electoral tactics come when there are elections. For example, today now there's a Karnataka election. Now, on the basis of the political line, which is so clearly enunciated in this document, what do? We fight seats where we believe that we have our own independent base. We support other left parties in an agreement. And in all the rest of the seats, we say, make sure you vote for the candidate who can defeat the BJP. And therefore, that is very clear. So there is no question that this political line in any way advocates anything other than what we have been saying all along. And the other point which you have raised about what happened in West Bengal in 2016, the Pollock report reiterates that, what you have said, that what happened in West Bengal in 2016 was not in consonance with the political line of the party. Why should it happen? It's not permissible. It's not an omission. It is a rewriting of the words which we have used in that line. What does it say? We have reworded that entire paragraph, and we have merged an earlier paragraph which was there as part of our Visakhapatnam political resolution, and we have brought them together in a paragraph to make it absolutely clear what our political line is. No, it's not that it's not there. You are mistaken. It is very much there. In fact, this document clarifies the issue of understanding very clearly. It says, as far as the understanding with the Congress is concerned, it is within this parameter. And it's very clear. We have always had cooperation, and Jomi knows it very well because he covers Parliament. On agreed issues, we have cooperation. I mean, you call it cooperation or you call it some discussion and action on a bill, or whether when the Parliament is being completely hijacked by the Sangh Parivar, together we have raised our voice in Parliament, not just with Congress. It's not confined to the Congress. It's with all secular opposition parties on agreed issues. As I told you, there are so many issues on which we have not agreed. For example, look at this whole Adivasi bill which they brought, in which they just ruined the entire rights of Adivasis and the Gram Sabhas of Adivasis. At that point, none of these secular opposition parties stood with us because they felt that they will get some money from the state funds. So there are issues on which we are agreed. On those issues, we cooperate in Parliament. So, in fact, this resolution has put the parameters of our, you can call it understanding, approach, or whatever it is. Well, what the minority had very many aspects and points of it. What I put it this way, that in view of the understanding which was reached within the PB, a fresh draft on the issues which had been raised was agreed upon, and that is now the accepted political line of the party.
Comrade, is it the first time for the first time the minority view is accepted in the party congress on particular resolution? Is it the first time the minority view is accepted in the party congress?
First of all, the minority view has not been accepted. The party resolution which was moved by the Central Committee, which you will say majority and minority, so those paragraphs on which there were differences, those paragraphs were redrafted in an agreed manner. So I won't say accepted, I won't say rejected, I will say agreed. So it was agreed to redraft that, and what is emerged is a very clear enunciation of the political line of the CPIM. It is a line which advocates our independent struggle. It is a line which advocates the strengthening of left identity. It is a line which advocates people's struggles. And it is a line which says we will pool anti-BJP votes in a manner in accordance with this political line of the party. Please, Jomi, again you are putting words. I said, I have not said what is accepted, what is rejected. I have said it is neither acceptance nor rejection of either of these documents. It is an agreed resolution. Please understand what I'm saying. Some of you would like to believe that this is happened, so this is this victory, that has happened, so that is that. It is not like that. We have agreed mutually and collectively on a document which has been redrafted. It is a redrafted section of the document, which is an agreed document, which is a document I have clearly enunciated to you is the line of the CPIM. But why are you raising these issues? These are not relevant at all. This is an agreed document which has come. I don't see the relevance of this at all. This is a document which is an agreed document This is a document which enunciates the political line of the CPIM. It is a line which says there is no alliance with the Congress party, which is a party of the ruling classes. Clear as that. Now, how can I answer that question? You don't want any debate. You do. When we debate, then you say, why do you debate? When we don't debate, you say, you people are authoritarian. Now, this is a party which has a democratic culture. Please at least appreciate that. Okay, now, come on, let's move on to something else. Please. Thank you. I'm sorry, because there are some who are so very interested, who know what's happening inside the CPF conference, so I have to give them more time. What to do?
You talked about someone protecting the, those who are in the power protecting the crime. Okay. So for example, there is this issue of political violence in Kerala. Each one of you come and claim that our people died more. So indirectly you are accepting crime, but if that government belongs to your party, you are keeping quiet. So don't you think this is a kind of hypocrisy? And if that something goes in the name of secular, it is fine, just like the other saying that, you know, it is if Hindutva, it is right.
Well, I agree with you. I think it is abhorrent that you have to count dead bodies to say who is more aggressive than the other. I think that is a very, very unfortunate part of what is happening. And I would say that as far as my party is concerned, we are in government. Our interest is to have a violence-free Kerala. Our interest is to have a Kerala which maintains its secular character and its traditions. And when organizations who utilize the democratic rights granted to them by a constitution which they do not accept and which they challenged every minute of their existence, when such organizations work in Kerala to break the harmony of the people and target the CPIM in Kerala because we are the barrier to their game plan. We are the barrier. And that is why communists are being attacked in Kerala in a government, in a state ruled by us. And if you look at the history of Kerala, and you look at the communal incidents which have taken place right from the 1970s, and you go through those reports, in every single report is the name of the RSS. The very first time when that commission was formed in Telechet, what did they say? It was the RSS who were trying to break the harmony. It was the communists who were trying to save it. So from 1971 to 2018, it is not changed. The RSS wants to break that harmony and the communists want to save it.
I think you yourself was, a member of parliament. There is certain class of people in this country who blatantly violated identifying the identity of the rape victim. Got it? There are some certain class of people. Okay, let me take it straight. Media, according to the High Court of Delhi, the media violated identifying the identity of the rape victim. So, being a member of parliament, enacting laws for the whole country, why you people are, not only you, I'm talking about others, why you people are not raising that issue?
You see,
it is a violation, no matter who commits.
No, there's no doubt that it's a violation.
But we don't hear anything from the.
See, let me tell you, in this
from you politicians.
No, we are the ones who fought for this house. We are the ones. Okay, please let me tell you. Please let me answer that question. we do not see rapes, sexual assaults in terms of the religion of the victim. I have never said, please, as, a, as an activist in struggles for justice of different sections of the people, I can tell you, we have been in the forefront of fighting for the rights of women, whether they are dowry victims, whether they are victims because they were forced to kill the girl child in the womb, whether they are girls who are being sexually harassed on the buses and streets. We do not ask, what is your name? What is your religion? What is your caste? In fact, what I said was, the shame of Kathua is that the victim was selected because of her religion. Have you ever heard of such a monstrosity? And we are all citizens of this country. So please, this is nothing to do with the universal rights of women and children in our country. And I don't think this will help the debate by reducing it to that. I specifically Kathua because those are the facts of the case. Now, if you want to bring up any specific local issue, I can certainly answer that. As far as I am concerned, any misuse of religion in an issue like this is extremely wrong, and we definitely have nothing to do with it, and we definitely don't support it. We condemn it. Now you decide because I have to go in 5 minutes. Now unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go back to the party congress. It's starting in 5 minutes. So if you have any questions, please don't debate amongst yourselves. I've been here. Well, it is coming. We are going to move a resolution on the issue of the Andhra Pradesh, the betrayal of the BJP government as far as the specific issue of Andhra Pradesh is concerned, and we will be releasing that. We think it is a complete betrayal of the people of Andhra Pradesh. They say special category state, they say special package, but at the end of the day, it's another jumla of Modi and his government. Okay, thanks a lot.
అందరికీ ధన్యవాదాలు. ఈ ప్రెస్ మీట్లో బృందాకరత్ గారితో పాటు నా పేరు చెరుపల్లి సీతారాములు, ఎక్స్ఎమ్ఎల్సి అండ్ సెంట్రల్ కమిటీ మెంబర్ సిపిఐఎం. అదేవిధంగా జ్యోతి గారు పార్టీ స్టేట్ సెక్రటేరియట్ మెంబర్, రమ గారు స్టేట్ పార్టీ కమిటీ మెంబర్ అండ్ మీడియా కన్వీనర్. బృందాకరత్ గారితో పాటు మేము పాల్గొనడం అనేది జరిగింది. ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి ప్రెస్ మీట్కి హాజరైనటువంటి ప్రింట్ అండ్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ మీడియా అందరికీ ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తూ ఈ ప్రెస్ మీట్ని ఇంతటితో ముగిస్తున్నాం.
ഗോപി ഗോപി 4 മണിക്ക് ലൈവ് ഉണ്ട്.